peaceful slumbers. Please do not listen to this recording while operating heavy machinery or driving a vehicle. Find yourself a comfortable position, settle down, close your eyes, and listen. Aesop's Fables. The Lion and the Mouse. A lion was awakened from sleep by a mouse running over his face. Rising up angrily, he caught him and was about to kill him, when the mouse piteously entreated, saying, "If you would only spare my life, I would be sure to repay your kindness." The lion laughed and let him go. It happened shortly after that this lion was caught by some hunters, who bound him by a strong rope to the ground. The mouse recognized the roar, came and gnawed the ropes with his teeth, and set the lion free, exclaiming, "You ridiculed the idea of my ever being able to help you, not expecting to receive from me any repayment of your favour. Now you know it is possible for even a mouse to confer benefits on a lion." The Father and His Sons. A father had a family of sons who were perpetually quarrelling among themselves. When he failed to heal their disputes by his exhortations, he determined to give them a practical illustration of the evils of disunion, and for this purpose he one day told them to bring him a bundle of sticks. When they had done so, he placed the faggot into their hands, one at a time, and ordered them to break it into pieces. They tried with all their strength, and were not able to do it. He next opened the faggot, took the sticks separately one by one, and again put them into his sons' hands, upon which they broke them easily. He then addressed them with these words: "My sons, if you are of one mind and unite to assist each other, you will be as this faggot, uninjured by all the attempts of your enemies. But if you are divided among yourselves, you will be broken as easily as these sticks." The Hare and the Tortoise. A hare one day ridiculed the short feet and slow pace of the tortoise, who replied, laughing, "Though you be swift as the wind, I will beat you in a race." The hare, believing her assertion to be simply impossible, assented to the proposal, and they agreed that the fox should choose the course and fix the goal. On the day appointed for the race, the two started together. The tortoise never for a moment stopped, but went on with a slow but steady pace, straight to the end of the course. The hare, lying down by the wayside, fell fast asleep. At last, waking up and moving as fast as he could, he saw the tortoise had reached the goal and was comfortably dozing after her fatigue. Slow but steady wins the race. The Farmer and the Stork. A farmer placed nets on his newly sown ploughlands and caught a number of cranes which came to pick up his seed. With them he trapped a stork that had fractured his leg in the net, and was earnestly beseeching the father to spare his life. "Pray save me, master," he said, "and let me go free this once. My broken limb should excite your pity. Besides, I am no crane, I am a stork, a bird of excellent character, and see how I love and slave for my father and mother. Look, too, at my feathers. They are not the least like those of a crane." The father laughed aloud and said, It may be all as you say, I only know this. I have taken you with these robbers, the cranes, and you must die in their company. Birds of a feather flock together. The Goat and the Goatherd. A goatherd had sought to bring back a stray goat to his flock. He whistled and sounded his horn in vain. The straggler paid no attention to the summons. At last the goatherd threw a stone, and breaking its horn, begged the goat not to tell his master. The goat replied, "Why, you silly fellow, the horn will speak though I be silent. Do not attempt to hide things which cannot be hid." The Cat and the Cock. A cat caught a cock and pondered how he might find a reasonable excuse for eating him. He excused him of being a nuisance to men by crowing in the night time and not permitting them to sleep. The cock defended himself by saying that he did this for the benefit of men, that they might rise in time for their labours. The cat replied, "Although you abound in specious apologies, I shall not remain supperless," and he made a meal of him. The Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. Once upon a time, a wolf resolved to disguise his appearance in order to secure food more easily. Encased in the skin of a sheep, he pastured with the flock, deceiving the shepherd by his costume. In the evening he was shut up by the shepherd in the fold. The gate was closed, and the entrance made thoroughly secure. But the shepherd, returning to the fold during the night to obtain meat for the next day, mistakenly caught the wolf instead of the sheep and killed him instantly. Harm seek, harm find. The Mischievous Dog. A dog used to run up quietly to the heels of everyone he met, and to bite them without notice. His master suspended a bell about his neck so that the dog might give notice of his presence wherever he went. Thinking it a mark of distinction, the dog grew proud of his bell and went tinkling it all over the marketplace. One day an old hound said to him, "Why do you make such an exhibition of yourself? That bell you carry is not, believe me, any order of merit, but on the contrary a mark of disgrace, a public notice to all men to avoid you as an ill-mannered dog." Notoriety is often mistaken for fame. The Man and His Two Sweethearts. A middle-aged man whose hair had begun to turn grey courted two women at the same time. One of them was young and the other well advanced in years. The older woman, ashamed to be courted by a man younger than herself, made a point, wherever her admirer visited her, to pull out some portion of his black hairs. The younger, on the contrary, not wishing to become the wife of an old man, was equally zealous in removing every grey hair she could find. Thus it came to pass that between them both he very soon found he had not a hair left on his head. Those who seek to please everybody please nobody. The Fox and the Monkey. A monkey once danced in an assembly of the beasts, and so pleased them all by his performance that they elected him their king. A fox, envying him the honour, discovered a piece of meat lying in a trap, and leading the monkey to the place where it was, said that she had found a store but had not used it. She had kept it for him as a treasure trove of his kingdom, and counselled him to lay hold of it. The monkey approached carelessly, and was caught in the trap, and on his accusing the fox of purposefully leading him to the snare, she replied, "O monkey, and are you, with such a mind as yours, going to be king over the beasts?" The Shepherd's Boy and the Wolf. A shepherd boy who watched a flock of sheep near a village brought out the villagers 3 or 4 times by crying out, "Wolf, wolf," and when his neighbours came to help him, laughed at them for their pains. The wolf, however, did truly come at last. The shepherd boy, now really alarmed, shouted in an agony of terror, "Pray come and help me, the wolf is killing the sheep." But no one paid any heed to his cries, nor rendered any assistance. The wolf, having no cause for fear, at his leisure lacerated or destroyed the whole flock. There is no believing a liar, even when he speaks the truth. The father and his 2 daughters. A man had 2 daughters, the one married to a gardener, and the other a tile maker. After a time he went to the daughter who had married the gardener, and inquired how she was, and how all things went with her. She said, "All things are prospering with me, and I have only one wish, that there may be a heavy fall of rain, in order that the plants may be well watered." Not long after he went to the daughter who married the tile maker, and likewise inquired of her how she fared. She replied, "I want for nothing, and have only one wish, that the dry weather may continue, and the sunshine hot and bright, so that the bricks might be dried." He said to her, "If your sister wishes for rain, and you for dry weather, which of the 2 am I to join in my wishes?" The Old Man and Death. An old man was employed in cutting wood in the forest, and in carrying the faggots to the city for sale one day, became very wearied with the long journey. He sat down by the wayside, and throwing down his load, besought Death to come. Death immediately appeared in answer to his summons, and asked for what reason he had been called. The old man hurriedly replied, "That lifting up the load, you may place it again upon my shoulders." Peaceful slumbers.